The Bulldogs host the Gleno Golden Eagles in a big Federal League battle on 1480 WHBC Sports with Dan and Denny.
I appreciate what you guys do.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight on this Valentine's Day. Hope everyone's having a good morning so far. And if you want to watch us on Spotlight, you can do that. We are live on Facebook right now, and we are also live on our YouTube channel. And hope that you'll check us out there. Just go to YouTube and find 1480 WHBC. Very excited this morning to talk about some wonderful things. We've had these folks on before, but I know they've got some new things to discuss with us. And we're going to talk about the Ohio Star Theater. We're also going to talk about the Dutchman Hospitality Group. We'll start out first, though, with the Ohio Star Theater, and we will bring in Tammy McKenzie, who is the artistic director at the theater. Good morning, Tammy. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad we're having a chance to share with everyone all of the wonderful stuff that you guys do at the theater, because it's busy all the time. You guys put on so many great productions there.
Yes. It's a very busy season.
So let's start out talking about Ruth. That is a production that you guys really, really want to promote, correct?
Right. Well, when you talk about a busy season, we are doing 125 performances of Ruth in our season in 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the season is how long?
We go into rehearsal April 1st, and then we open May 15th, and we close on November 9th.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we pick up with Christmas Carol in November, and then run that through the end of December.
Okay. So like I said, you're always doing something.
Yeah.
I know that for sure. And it's a beautiful theater, which we'll get to that. But let's actually talk about Ruth. How did this come about?
Well, it's a partnership with Sight and Sound, and Sight and Sound has locations out in Lancaster, PA, and Branson. And most of your audience probably has heard of Sight and Sound. They do these big biblical musicals that people are, just really thrilled with. We have become their first commercial partnership. And the owners of Dutchman Hospitality Group, the Millers, are good friends with the Eshelmans, who are the owners of Sight and Sound. And I think they always were wondering about having a collaboration of some sort together. And this became the collaboration of of them giving us their script and score, and then Ohio Star will produce it, and it will be our own production of it. But the script and score is from Sight and Sound.
Okay. Wow. So when you were presented this possibility, what was your first thought?
Well, I have been familiar with Sight and Sound for a really long time. In fact, I knew the original directors of Sight and Sound and had been out there many, many times. So when Mike Miller reached out to me, he's the president of Dutchman Hospitality Group, and told me about this idea, I was thrilled. And I knew immediately that I wanted to do it.
Okay. So then I guess the next step is finding the actors, right?
Yes. Okay. So we have been busy. My team has been at auditions. We went to 2 major auditions. We've seen about 2,500 actors over all the auditions that we have done. So it's been like an overwhelming task, but a really exciting task.
How many actors are in Ruth?
There are 20. There
Okay.
are 20. Plus there are 3 children also. And if I can, I'd like to give a little plug for the children, because we are doing a children's audition on Sunday at Ohio Star Theater between 1 and 4. And we're looking for children ages 10 to 13 to audition for us for the season.
Okay, great. So that's on this Sunday, this coming
Sunday from 1 to 4. Yes.
Okay. So as you narrow it down and you get your actors, then what happens?
Well, then you go through the contract phase. Well, you decide who you want, but then they've got to decide who they want. So then you go through this period of you send an offer to them and a contract, and then our offer is good for 24 hours, which is pretty standard. So you wait to see if the actor is going to accept your offer. And then if they accept it, you're excited. If they don't, then you have to go back and reconfigure and then, decide who the next person you're going to offer the contract to. So that's the phase that we're in right now, is the contracting phase. Okay. So actors have, because these auditions that we have been to, this last audition, there were 90 other theater companies there, including Disney, Dollywood, Carnival Cruises. So these actors will get multiple offers. And so they have to sort through what offer they're going to take. So that takes a little bit of negotiation on both parts.
Wow. That's pretty tough, I would imagine then.
Yes. Yeah. But it was also very exciting for me because we did an audition outside of New York City, and it just occurred to me that, now I'm on the other side of the table. I used to be an actor in New York, and I used to be up there on stage auditioning. And then I realized now I'm on the other side of the table, and I'm the one that's, hiring actors. So it felt like I had come full circle.
Yeah, and the butterflies weren't yours, right?
Yeah, but I have great empathy for actors because I know what that's like to be up there. So yeah,
I bet.
Yeah,
and for you to get up there and audition in front of so many people, that had to be amazing, though.
Well, and the challenge for the companies are you only see these actors for 90 seconds, and you have to make a decision after 90 seconds of looking at them if you're going to call them back for your show. So it's the pressure. One thing that I realized is that it's not an us against them, which is what you kind of think as an actor. But being on the other side of the table, you realize you want them to be great. You want them to come out and convince you that I'm going to be your Ruth or, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so you're really pulling for the actors when you're sitting there watching those auditions. You want somebody to be great.
Yeah. So tell us the story of Ruth. What is the whole plot?
Okay. Well, first of all, the production that we're doing is a musical, and it's based on the book of Ruth in the Bible. And actually, even though the book is called Ruth and our play is called Ruth, it's really a story about Naomi, which is Ruth's mother-in-law. So what happens is that Naomi and her husband, leave Bethlehem because of a drought. They go to Moab. Naomi ends up losing. She goes through great loss. She loses her husband and her sons. But Ruth was married to one of her sons. And Ruth decides that she's going to stay with Naomi. And actually, Ruth becomes it's a beautiful story of devotion and loyalty of Ruth to Naomi. And it's a love story between Boaz and Ruth, because Boaz is another character in the play that ends up helping. But they actually, Ruth is the key figure in Naomi's life that really helps her in the end. So the other thing about the story that I think is really fitting for us is that it's about hospitality, because you go to these, both people have been in foreign countries, and it's really about, being welcoming and making people feel valued. And, at Dutchman Hospitality, that is at the core of who we are. So it's just so great that we have a show that we're opening with that is about hospitality, because I definitely feel that here at Dutchman Hospitality. They make people feel welcome, and they make them feel very valued.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Well, we're going to take our first break here. When we come back, we'll talk about the theater itself, because for folks who have never been there, it's certainly worth the trip, and
yes.
Definitely need to go and see it. So again, as I said, we'll talk more about Ruth. We'll talk more about the Ohio Star Theater. That's all coming up on Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
Your place for news and what's going on in our community.
I know you guys are doing a great job. I
I've known that radio station all my life. So, back when I was playing, so it's always been a part of Canton and a part of my life.
1480 WHBC.
It's a show for the whole family on how the faith of one woman changed the course of history. Ruth, an original Sight and Sound Theaters production that is warming hearts nationwide, is coming to the beautiful Ohio Star Theater in Sugar Creek. Make plans now for a staycation at the Carlisle Inn and Amish cooking at Dutchman with the beautiful views of the gently rolling hills of Dutch Valley. Wholesome, relaxing, and nourishing to your very soul. Visit dhgroup.com to learn more.
In the aftermath of World War II, Chris Banweg's grandparents escaped post-war Yugoslavia and the rise of communism. They found freedom in Ohio, and their grandson Chris grew up knowing two things. He loved Summit County and hated tyrants. Chris Banweg joined the Marines, becoming a full colonel, and as a counterinsurgency expert, battled oppressive regimes and helped nations rebuild. Now it's America who needs rebuilding. A tyrant in the White House, chaos on the border, our economy buckling under inflation, and no end in sight. Chris Banweg will bring a Marine solutions to Congress. As a Marine, Banweg vows to halt the invasion on our border. As a businessman, Banweg will create jobs and counter surging inflation. And as a father of three, Banweg will protect Ohio families, just like he protects his. To rebuild America, call the Colonel. Colonel Chris Banweg for Congress.
I'm Chris Banweg, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Banweg for Congress.
Fall in love with your home with one-of-a-kind finds at Habitat Restore in Canton. Browse over 37,000 square feet of new and gently used home goods and building materials to adore your home at a fraction of the price. Plus, when you shop and donate at Restore, you'll help local families build homes with Habitat for Humanity. Visit Restore at 1400 Raff Road Southwest in Canton. Habitat for Humanity Restore, the store that builds homes.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off computer chairs, and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat or two. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Pam Cook with you on this Valentine's Day, and we are talking with Tammy McKenzie, who's the artistic director at the Ohio Star Theater. And Tammy, tell folks where you're located. We really didn't mention that when we first came on this morning.
Ohio Star Theater is located in Sugar Creek, Ohio. We're on the Dutch Valley campus. So we're right off of 39. It's actually a nice drive.
Yeah, very easy to find too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the theater itself. I mean, this is, if you haven't been there, it's certainly worth the drive to go see it. I mean, you've seen other theaters. Compare it to other theaters that you've been to.
Well, I think the thing that first strikes you when you come in is just the artistry of the theater. There's a beautiful staircase in the lobby of the theater. It's a beautiful theater. And then inside we have 516 seats. There's a balcony. There's the seating in the theater, I think, is probably the best seating that I've seen in a theater. There's plenty of leg room. And it was designed really for comfort for the audience. And the stage is a very large stage. And you're close. It's a big venue, but there's a lot of intimacy in the venue. Like you really feel like you can see clearly and you're real close to the stage. So it's a very nice and beautiful theater.
Yeah. Not a bad seat in the house, right?
No, it's great.
Yeah. Are there any other shows that you wanted to mention besides Ruth?
Well, we are doing A Christmas Carol, and it is actually the exciting thing about A Christmas Carol. It's a musical as well, but a local composer, Steve Parsons, who is the musical director at Players Guild, actually composed the music for A Christmas Carol. It's carried through Broadway licensing, so he's going to be working with us. He's adapting his production for us, and will be working directly with us on the production. So we're really excited to have a local celebrity working with us. And, and again, it's a musical. So that's the other thing that we're excited about, because we know people love musicals, and his show is a really, really good show.
Yeah. Christmas Carol just is. That's one of my favorites,
Yes. Yeah.
For all ages, for sure.
Yes, definitely.
And Ruth is the same way, right?
Yes. I mean, it is well, one thing I wanted to mention that I think kids will like about the show is that we're actually going to have animals in the play.
Okay.
Sight and Sound is known for their animals. Like if you talk to anybody that's been out to Sight and Sound, they will talk to you about how many animals they have. So we are working with Harry Hampton. He's the owner of the farm here in Sugar Creek, and he also owns a farm in North Carolina. He supplies all the animals to Yellowstone, the TV show. So he's in this business of, supplying animals for production. So we are going to have a camel and 2 sheep on stage with us.
Oh.
I think the children will really like that part of it. Yeah.
Have you ever done that with animals before?
No. The rules in theater are never be on stage with an animal or a baby. So, so we're going to break that rule and be on stage with animals.
That should be great. That should be just great.
Yeah.
I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So, you talk about going May through November. I would imagine that putting all of these actors and actresses together, and you and and the production crew, you have to become a family by then, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. I mean, theater is a wonderful opportunity. I am like such an advocate for people to do theater because of the bonds that it creates. I mean, it's like, when you think about it, you're out there in front of a live audience, and you're the people backstage, the people on stage with you, they are your safety net, because if anything goes wrong, they're the people that are going to help you and save you.
Yeah.
So that creates this bond between everyone. And that's why I think it's such a great experience. And I really highly recommend everyone to have a theater experience, especially children. I think that there's so many things children learn from being in theater, and it's so helpful for their development. So,
yeah, that's awesome. So
well,
yeah. Go ahead.
No, well, I was going to say, because one of the questions that you sent me was about, since it's Valentine's Day, you were asking about bonds. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a story where I was doing Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and there's 12 sons in there. And we were getting ready to choreograph a music number. And I had 12 women, to be the wives. And I simply said, okay, guys, grab a wife. Well, after that production was over, there were 2 to 3 marriages that came out of that production simply from that random thing of having them go over and, grab somebody to be their dance partner.
Maybe we ought to do that more often, right?
Yeah.
Quick choice.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So they reminded me of that later, that when I said grab a wife, they took that literally.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell our listeners how they can get tickets to come to
you can call Ohio Star Theater. You can go to our website and order tickets online. So it's really easy. Our box office, we have a full staff of people ready to take calls at any time, and they will answer any questions that you have. They'll help you through the seating process and choosing your seats. So it's very easy to order tickets.
dhgroup.com. Is that your website? Okay.
Yeah. And go to Ohio Star Theater.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to take a break for the news. I appreciate you coming on with me, Tammy, so much.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff. And get to the theater. I'm telling you, folks, you'll absolutely love it. And when we come back, Vicki Vanetta is going to join us, and we're going to talk about the Dutchman Hospitality Group and all that they offer. There's so much. I don't know if we can cover it all in a half an hour, but we will certainly try. And that's coming up on Spotlight right here on 1480 WHBC.
It's a show for the whole family on how the faith of one woman changed the course of history. Ruth, an original Sight and Sound Theaters production that is warming hearts nationwide, is coming to the beautiful Ohio Star Theater in Sugar Creek. Make plans now for a staycation at the Carlisle Inn and Amish cooking at Der Dutchman with the beautiful views of the gently rolling hills of Dutch Valley. Wholesome, relaxing, and nourishing to your very soul. Visit dhgroup.com to learn more.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Be prepared with Ferndale Water Experts de-icing products. If you need one bag for your sidewalk or a trailer load for your parking lot, Ferndale has it. So be ready when the snow flies and call Ferndale Water Experts today.
Ferndale's Water Center.
WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, the Canton Student Loan Foundation once again offering a low interest rate and no payment or interest accrual until after graduation on student loans for local students. Those funds can be used for any school expenses and can be used for graduate school. If you want more information or you want to apply, go to cantonstudentloan.org. The House voted to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. It passed by one vote after it failed last week. Republicans say Mayorkas is responsible for the record number of migrants crossing the U.S. and Mexico border. The vote comes on the same day as a special election in New York to replace George Santos. A Democrat won that election, narrowing the GOP's majority. Mayorkas would have to be convicted in the U.S. Senate to be removed, which is not likely. This Valentine's Day, Americans are expected to spend more than $2.6 billion on roses for their loved ones.
How much of that money will you contribute? Well, it depends on what state you live in. Finance Buzz has released a list of the most expensive states for buying roses, and topping that list is Hawaii, where a dozen of roses are selling for a staggering $129. In sports, the Ohio State Buckeyes lost to Wisconsin 62-54 last night. Tonight on 1480 WHBC, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers hosting Chicago. 7 o'clock, the pregame, 7:30, the tip-off. I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Partial sun for the afternoon. High today 38. A cloudy night tonight with a low 25. Clouds and windy showers. Maybe a snow shower early tomorrow. High 50. Breezy tomorrow evening. Cloudy and the low at 28. Cloudy. It'll be a cold day on Friday. High Friday afternoon just 35. Get your weather news when and how you want it, wherever you are, from AccuWeather.com. I'm Steve Williams for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Medicine Center pharmacies have been serving our local community for over 40 years. Our customers know they can count on our pharmacy staff, save money, and trust us. Stop by any of our Medicine Center pharmacy locations in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, and New Philadelphia, or visit us online at midshoprx.com.
Now through February 24th, Hartville Hardware is offering you a chance to update your home with luxurious carpets, durable hardwood, stylish laminate, and tile flooring from popular brands like Shaw, Mannington, Mohawk, and Tuftex. Don't miss out on the winter flooring sale where style meets savings. Enjoy 0% no interest down payments until 2025 on select flooring plus free basic installation from their flooring experts. Doors open at 8 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Hartville Hardware. You can expect better products, better value, and a better experience.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
All right, we are back with Spotlight on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Again, as I said, you can watch us live on Facebook right now. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Just search 1480 WHBC on YouTube. And of course, you can listen to us on the radio as you are doing right this very second. And now we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit and bring in from Dutchman Hospitality Group, Vicki Vanetta, and talk about some of the other properties at Dutchman Hospitality Group. Hi, Vicki. Good to see you again.
Hi. This brings back memories of being actually in the studio years ago.
I know. You always came up to visit us. We enjoyed that a lot. So much to talk about. Where shall we start? I mean, let's talk about the different properties that you have, because there are quite a few, right?
Yes, it has grown. I've been here 22 years, wow. And the amount of growth is amazing. So, first of all, I guess we could talk about the Dutch Valley campus where the theater is.
Yes.
We have the beautiful Carlisle Inn there. Carlisle Inn is Sugar Creek, especially, is really popular with families because there's a pool and there's a playground outside and there's a green space that was just developed in the last couple of years, you know, and there's a fire pit, a gas fire pit. It's a pavilion. It's really, really beautiful place to just relax and if you have kids with you, for them to get outside and do something. And then beside the inn, it's sort of in a circle. We call it a campus, we've often tried to think of a different word. Like, it's not a campus like a college campus, but it is a campus. The Dutch Valley restaurant is there. That was the very first thing that was there years ago. And then Dutch Valley Gifts is right beside the theater, and the theater and Dutch Valley Market. And so you can come there and park your car and spend a day. You can have dinner. You can see a show. You can shop. You can eat. It's great. It's a great space. I always tell people that one of the things I love about our properties, Tammy talked a little bit about the hospitality. There are days we all have when you just feel like, I can't do one more day of my regular routine. You know, I just need a break. I need to do something else. Take me away and, like Calgon. And our properties, the Carlisle in Walnut Creek, the Carlisle in Sarasota, the Essen House in Middlebury, the Sugar Creek campus, they're just great places for having that break, a mental, physical, emotional break. And it's not that far from, you just come down 77 and get off at at State Route 39, exit 83, here all my life. So I don't always realize, and I think I appreciate it more now, but I don't always realize what a difference it feels. You feel when you come here after you live in the city. And when Tammy said it's a beautiful drive, she drives down here from North Canton every day.
Okay.
So she realizes that shift when you come from the city and then come into Amish country, and it's different, I guess. I don't know. It's hard for me to identify because I've always lived here.
Mm-hmm.
But other people talk about it. So
Yeah.
yes, we have the Sugar Creek property, and then Walnut Creek, where we also have a Carlisle Inn and the original flagship restaurant, which is their Dutchman restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and then Carlisle Gifts across the street, and then Berlin, we have Berlin Farmstead restaurant in Berlin, and then in Belleville, which is really close to Mansfield, just off I-71. We have a Der Dutchman restaurant and Carlisle Gifts. They're all in one building. And then in Plain City, which is just a little bit west of Dublin, like off 270, the Circle 270. If you take exit 33 and then go out to 42, Der Dutchman, Plain City, and Carlisle Gifts are there. Columbus has such amazing sprawl that soon Plain City is going to be just part of all that sprawl. At one time, it was a mostly Amish and Mennonite community, and it is still not quite part of the sprawl of Columbus yet, but it's getting there. It's being really developed. And then we're in Sarasota, in a little, like there's little Italy, or pockets in major cities where certain groups tend to live and gravitate to. So there's a little place in Sarasota called Pinecraft, where Amish and Mennonites either live year round or go for the winter. And we have a Der Dutchman restaurant there and a Carlisle Inn, Sarasota, and the gift shop.
Yeah, and I think, people travel, like you say, people, head down to Amish country from all over, from North Canton, from Pennsylvania, from, there's tours that come in from all over. But,
yes,
even, from Canton, you drive down, and I think people in the beginning just would go down to get the food because the restaurants are fabulous, and the pie, and shop and take some things home. But now it's more than that. It's just a bigger experience now.
There's, compared to when I was young, and Der Dutchman was kind of, the only thing. And yes, they did come for the food, and they stood in line for the food, which they still do. And there was maybe one hotel in Berlin.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Now there's just endless things to do. The farm at Walnut Creek is a huge attraction for us, and we are so grateful to Henry for working with us to have the live animals at the theater, which is a little bit terrifying, but
yes.
I thought it was interesting that she said you should never be on stage with a baby or live animals.
Okay, but let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens.
So do it anyway.
But it's exciting. I think that it will add a certain element. We certainly are not the size. Have you ever been to Sight and Sound?
I have not.
So they have their theater. I think maybe they seat 2,500. We seat 500. Their stage is over 300 feet. Ours is just over 100 feet. But Tammy is amazing. It's going to be an amazing production. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. But it is going to be on a smaller scale, still using, as she said, the script and the music from, what does she call it? The script and the score.
Yeah.
That came to us from Sight and Sound. But it's going to be our own production in our theater, and we'll just see what happens with a live camel. It's so cheap.
It's going to be great. For all those performances, what did you say, 100 and...
I think there's 125.
125 performances. That's amazing.
So we should have this conversation when the season is over, and we'll talk about how those live animals went.
Find out how it went. Absolutely. I think that'll be great. How long has the theater been open? How long has it been?
Opened in 2017. We started doing musicals at the Carlisle Inn in our banquet room in 2012. And they were very popular, but we only had 187 seats. So they built this theater. The very first night we had Guy Penrod. He was we have a lot of concerts booked. We should probably talk a little bit about that. We do a lot of concerts. It's growing. It seems like every year we do more and more concerts, but our very first show in the theater in 2017 was Guy Penrod, and it was sold out. It was so much fun. I was MC. It was just so fun. And so that's a big part of what we do now is the concerts. But Ruth is our own production. It's not just, bringing in a performer. It's something that, Tammy is working so hard on this. And I think sometimes does she ever stop? Like Sunday, she's going to do these children's auditions.
Yeah.
And she's been away out of state doing the auditions. I was shocked when she said 2,500 people.
I know, in 90 seconds.
2,500 auditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you remember them? So we're excited.
Yeah, that should be fantastic. So as you go through and I do remember when the theater opened. I just remember how, and it was so well received, and people just absolutely love it. And, constantly bringing in, the wonderful shows. And like you said, a lot of the concerts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What would you consider your busy season there?
Oh, I've been in tourism for, a long time. They always say, even though generally they say the door to Amish country or the gate to Amish country opens after July 4th, but it's been changing. I think that it changed a lot with COVID. So when COVID shut everything down, then after that, people just wanted to get out, and they came out whether the weather was good or bad or whatever. It is a lot after graduations are over, after weddings are over, kids are out of school, and then there's that big time from July until October, beginning of November, when the leaves change in October is really, really busy. There's people everywhere here. But we've kind of pushed the envelope with concerts. We started doing concerts already in January. And so we want people to come, and the weather has been great. I heard on the weather forecast that we might have snow. I have been so disappointed in this winter. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I feel the same way sometimes. I like to sit inside and look out.
Yeah, it's probably not great to drive to work in the morning, but
right. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it, but I understand why people don't want to, be out and about in it, but that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
our show starts in May, but really the busiest time will probably be in July through October.
And the holidays, because I remember going down there with my family from out of town at Christmas time, and the Christmas decorations and buying ornaments and going through, and it was that was a fabulous thing to do also.
Yeah,
at the holidays.
Yeah, and the Walnut Creek Business Association puts on. They do a tree lighting. That's usually the weekend, the Friday of like Veterans Day week, and then they also do the Journey to Bethlehem, which has become incredibly popular. That's the first weekend of December, and that brings a lot of people from out of the area. So coming down it is an experience. It's like I said, it's sometimes a little bit hard for me to understand because I've always lived here.
Right.
Part of the tourism the sector of tourism, but I know from hearing other people, from reading reviews, from talking to guests, it just is a wonder. It's a great place. It feels wonderful to come here and enjoy food and shopping and the scenery and just the pace and the buggies. I've lived with buggies all my life, so I says, "Oh, look, there's a buggy."
Yeah. Yeah. If you've never seen it, it's a very cool thing. That's exactly
it is really cool. It's cool.
All right, we're going to take our final break, and then we'll come back and we will talk some more with Vicki Vanetta and Dutchman Hospitality Group. We have more things to wrap up and make you make some plans to visit certainly, right here on 1480 WHBC Spotlight.
Browns, Buckeyes, Cavaliers, and high school sports. We know this is a sports town. 1480 WHBC has it all.
Sports. I'm a huge fan. I played in college. That's what I'm tuned into right now, sports.
Your home for the NFL, NBA, MLB, college football, and high school sports. If it's sports you're looking for, this is the right place. News Talk 1480, WHBC.
It's a show for the whole family on how the faith of one woman changed the course of history. Ruth, an original Sight and Sound Theaters production that is warming hearts nationwide, is coming to the beautiful Ohio Star Theater in Sugar Creek. Make plans now for a staycation at the Carlisle Inn and Amish cooking at Dutchman with the beautiful views of the gently rolling hills of Dutch Valley. Wholesome, relaxing, and nourishing to your very soul. Visit dhgroup.com to learn more.
Hey, it's JT, and you know you've thought about it long enough. Time to make it happen. Replace those old drafty windows in your house with new ones from Universal Windows Direct. Their super spacer technology makes their windows last 5 times longer than ordinary windows. Of course, they come with a lifetime warranty, too. Call 216-518-8900. Schedule a free in-home estimate, and remember, with every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 for free. Upgrades, tax credits, and more. Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying or singing, I love my windows.
Crown keeps you warm and we keep you cool.
We're here for you day or night.
If you don't like the weather here in Northeast Ohio, just wait a little while and it's sure to change. About the only thing we can count on for sure is that winter will be long, brutal, and cold. There's something to be said for watching the snow come down from the comfort of your warm, cozy living room. That is, as long as you're sure that your furnace is ready to provide you with that cozy warmth. Call Crown Heating and Cooling today for the confidence that comes with knowing your furnace is up to the task. If you have an older, less efficient heating system, now is the perfect time to call Crown and find out how affordable a new Carrier system can be. A new Carrier system is the best way to keep you comfortable now that winter has arrived. Plus, it adds value to your home. Crown Heating and Cooling has been around for a long time, and their reputation is second to none. Turn to the Carrier experts at Crown Heating and Cooling. At Crown, estimates are always free. Call today and let them show you how much you can save when you turn to the Carrier experts at Crown. Call 330-499-4988 or on the web at crowngroupohio.com. Ohio license number 27133.
Call Crown Heating and Cooling.
The Fed's new FedNow system is all about surveillance and control. Secure your assets today with something Washington cannot manipulate. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, and I recommend diversifying your retirement into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. Do this right now. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 and get a free info kit from Birch Gold. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Message and data rates may apply.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Cleveland area attorneys. 5005 Rockside Road, Suite 350, Independence, Ohio, 44131.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you have an oak tree in your yard? The Ohio Chapter International Society of Arboriculture is committed to advancing responsible tree care practices while preventing a fungal disease called oak wilt. They remind those who own and manage oak trees the best time to prune is November to early March. To find out more, there are over 1,000 qualified tree experts in Ohio. To find an ISA-certified arborist in your area, visit treesforohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
All right, we are back with Spotlight on 1480 WHBC this morning, and we have been talking about Dutchman Hospitality Group, the Ohio Star Theater, and so many other things that they offer. And I've been speaking with Vicki Vanetta. She's the public relations coordinator, and she gets to have all the fun. That's what I'm going to say. She gets to be down there and enjoy so many things. And you got to tell me, I was looking around, you have got to tell me about the donut truck.
Oh, I forgot all about the donut truck.
Yeah.
Yes, we started in September. Our current president, Mike Miller, has had this dream or vision or whatever about, people come here for our pastries. I mean, it's a big draw. And they might have to drive 2 hours for that. And so he wanted to take our pastries out into neighborhoods and locations in other areas where people can just walk up to the donut truck and get a cream stick, or they can get a donut. And so that's been one of his goals. And it started in September. It's been very successful and people love it. I think one of the most almost immediately, one of the best success places was Cabela's at Polaris in Columbus. And they, we did really well there. So they go a variety of places. You can contact us through the Rolling Dutchman online. If you have a business or a location that you think would be great for us to be there and sell donuts and coffee and hot chocolate and bottled beverages, it's been a fun, different avenue for us. But it's really new. I mean, it's just started in September, so we'll see how it goes.
That's awesome. And people would just give anything to go get a cream stick or
yeah, they don't have to come here. They can just
go there and get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And you can follow them on Facebook to see where the Rolling Dutchman. You can see where they're going to be each year. Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I also was checking out the events page, and you were keeping it a secret, the people that are coming.
Oh, Taylor Hicks and Lee
Taylor
Green.
Hicks, American Idol.
Yeah.
My mother was like just obsessed with Taylor Hicks. Yes.
Yes. Taylor Hicks,
Greenwood, right?
Greenwood,
and Lone
Lone Star. Those were just added. They were actually added after we printed our first schedule, and Taylor Hicks is, wow. He looks, well, okay, let's not go there. I think he looks wonderful.
He does. He
Yes,
does.
I keep saying to the ladies in the office, he looks like George Clooney now.
He does look like George Clooney, and I think that's why my mom liked him so much, because she's, thinks George Clooney is the be all end all for sure. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he will be here.
That's
Tickets
great.
are available for that.
You can check and get tickets on the website for those events.
Go either to dhgroup.com and then click on the theater, or you can go to ohiostartheater.com, go directly to the theater and click to get tickets, or you can call the theater, the box office. They're there, I think, from 9 to 5 generally. And then of course, if there's a show in the evening, they're there as well. But the other thing that is available right now is a winter warm-up special that they have at our inns at Sugar Creek and Walnut Creek. And this is going to require my glasses, but they're having a special. You only have 6 more days to make the reservation. You can make a reservation until the 20th of February, but you can stay until the end of March 28th. And it's for specific days. I mean, like Monday, each inn has different days that it's available, but it is the weekdays like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it is a great rate. And they give you a dining voucher to eat at the restaurant. So if you're feeling like, oh, I love the sound of this, I want to go, and maybe we want to see a show, call the inn, ask them about their winter warm-up special, and take advantage of that. And then maybe you can see a show as well.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And just go and relax and enjoy Amish country. That'd
And
be
shop.
And shop. Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, that's shop and eat. I mean,
I don't very often go into one of our gift shops without seeing. It's like not like I go there thinking I have a desperate need, but when I walk in, it just there's usually something I want. It's either earrings, which is that's where these came from, or this dress came from Dutch Valley Gifts.
Purses.
Yeah, my glasses came from
different things, new things, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, dhgroup.com. And again, you can go to the website. You'll find everything you need to know. And we are so glad we could have you guys on today. This was fun. I enjoyed it, and a lot of great information for everyone. Vicki, we appreciate it so much. And maybe next time we'll get you to come up and you can be in studio again. How's that sound?
And bring you donuts and pie.
Yes. Yes. I like it. That sounds good. I appreciate it, Vicki. Thank you so much. You have a good one.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement